What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
And today, we're going to talk about the importance of scheduling.
You mean the impossibility of scheduling?
Sorry. I mixed the I words up.
Right? So for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, first of all.
Hello.
And second of all, we do lots of things on this channel. And one of these things that we do is to bring you along on our wedding planning journey. What a journey it has been. We were supposed to get married, I want to say, almost 2 months ago. We were supposed to get married on October 29th, 2021. We didn't. We decided to postpone it for safety reasons. We have a whole vlog on that if you want to check that out. But yeah, it's on this channel in one of the playlists or something. I'll link it below, whatever. So we didn't get married.
Yeah.
And we decided to postpone it. We didn't know when and where. We decided to change a lot of things. And I'm glad we didn't come on here and tell you guys about the changes and like the new date or anything before now, because up until now, it was going to be, again, a completely different date than it actually is.
Well, like, leading up to this, what was it, like July-ish? Is when we made the decision to
August. We made the decision to postpone in August.
And at that point, the Delta variant was going strong. So
in Florida specifically, and we didn't want to chance anyone from Florida bringing it up to Ohio because it was pretty bad in Florida.
So we decided in August at the beginning to go ahead and postpone it, and we were like, hey, everybody, sorry. And they were like, okay, let us know. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then we went up to Ohio to meet more of his family, for me, to meet more of his family.
I was
He's
meeting
met
some
them.
of mine.
We went up to Ohio, and we decided to change a lot of things. We had a lot of different ideas. Part of it was us still getting married in Ohio, and then part of me honestly really wanted to not make it out of town. Because if you are new to this channel, we are always out of town. We're in a professional tap dance company that tours. And if we had chosen to get married next year in Ohio in October, like we originally planned, it would have been out of town for a con, out of town for a con. Oh, let's go out of town and get married. Out of town for a con, out of town for a con. And I might have exploded. So I didn't want to be stressed out. And I didn't want to just add that into this whole mess of things. So we decided to not.
And it was also hard to ask some of our bridal party because they're all in our company also. To be like, hey, we understand you've already taken 2 weeks off in a row at least.
Yeah, 2 weeks off in a row and then another 2 weeks off in a row. How about a fifth one to add to that, and then you just never go to work and your boss will fire you? How about that?
You'll be fine.
Some of them had midterms that time, and it just wasn't working out. So we decided to get married here in Jacksonville instead. And that's pretty exciting, but also pretty scary, because one of the benefits of getting married in Ohio is that the venue was going to be free. It's not free anymore. We can't just get like a free venue. Sort of. Wait, that part in the story is coming. So we started looking at venues in town, started figuring out what we could spend, and our budget's pretty tight, mostly because we don't want to spend thousands of dollars on one day of our lives when we could be spending that money on something that'll set us up for years.
Like cryptocurrency.
No.
Oh.
So, talk to Barbara about that, by the way. Remind me to tell you about that.
Okay. Side note. If you've never looked at venues for anything, did you know a lot of the venues don't have their own tables, their own chairs, their own things like that? I didn't.
Sometimes when you rent a venue for a wedding, you just rent the walls and the floor and the ceiling and like the air conditioning.
And like
sometimes
6 windows.
Yeah, that's all you rent. Like there was this one venue we really liked. It was very industrial. It had brick walls and it looked kind of run down, but in an artsy kind of way. We loved it. It was going to be, I think, $4,000 to rent. And I was like, oh, that's not too bad, because there's other venues that we wanted to rent that were like 10 grand and 15 grand just to rent like the venue. We're like, oh, $4,000 sounds good. Then we found out it came with literally nothing. We would then have to rent the tables and the chairs and the linens and the insert whatever it is we would need. And so we're like, oh, that's bad. And also with our lives being so crazy, we decided we needed something a little more all-inclusive. It didn't necessarily have to include the catering or anything, but it definitely needed to include tables and chairs and maybe some decor. So yeah, we think we found the right venue. We hope we did because I'm signing the contract for it.
Yeah.
So
well, let's hope we did.
it's a pretty decent price, and it comes with tables and chairs and linens and drapery and lights and some centerpiece items that we're allowed to look through and pick if we want to use.
And more than 6 windows.
More than 6 windows. Lots of windows. It comes with a bar setup. It doesn't come with like a stocked bar, but it comes with a bar setup, so we can use that for like drinks and coffee and stuff. And the best part, it's like 15 minutes from our house, if that. Maybe 10?
Oh, yeah. Probably about 10, depending on traffic.
Yeah, I'm thinking 10, but honestly, I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so close to our house, so it's just nice that we don't have to drive an hour to get there. And what if we forget something? You know, I could just send somebody home and grab it, somebody being him.
No one will miss me at the wedding.
Yeah, right?
I'm not important.
So we definitely found a venue. But I couldn't get out of my head this other thing that I wanted to do. And again, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that the other thing that we wanted to do with the wedding was have a show. That was a big part of it. One thing I've never wanted is a traditional wedding, ever. Because my dad always said, if you have a traditional wedding, you'll have a traditional marriage, which will probably lead in a traditional divorce. Yeah, been there. And, you know, it doesn't always happen that way. Some people are more traditional than that, and tradition is fine for them. He said it to me knowing that I'm not a traditional person. And if I was having a traditional wedding, that would mean that I'm doing something that I don't want to do, which means that I was probably going to be in a marriage that involved a lot of things that I didn't want to do. He was totally right.
I am not normal either. So
we all know that.
Yeah. I have a shirt that's got like unicorn on it.
Spray-painted unicorn.
Yeah, come on. No, but no, I'm not normal, and I want something different. I don't like we were talking about this. I want you guys to think about right now. Just picture something other than food, because I'm thinking about food. I need you guys to picture about the last wedding you went to. Do you remember it? Do you remember what color the napkins were? Do you remember what kind of silverware it was? No. You know what you remember? Who you hung out with.
Yeah.
What you did.
Yeah.
And
the fact that there was football on TV and you got caught up in a conversation for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I made a mistake, okay? I talked to somebody that I didn't realize was a diehard fan for that team, okay?
Yeah, 45-minute conversation about football.
But no, I don't.
But it was great.
I don't remember those things. You know, I don't remember.
You don't remember the linens. You don't remember the napkins. You don't remember. You will remember the food. I will never forget my friend Gray. My friend Gray and my friend Walter, they had a wedding, and I remember the chicken, and I'm saying this, it was pre-vegan, okay? Gray's mom or grandmother made the chicken, and it was like literally the best chicken I'd ever had in my life, ever. They didn't make the chicken, you know, like they prepared and cooked the chicken. They didn't make that sounded weird. It was the best wedding food, or some of the best food I've ever had in my entire life. I remember the food. At my own wedding, I remember literally nothing. Like, I don't remember anything from my first wedding except that I didn't get to eat. So I made them save me one of the meals so that I could take it home. I remember that I got none of the sushi bar that we set up. Yeah.
I'm sorry. But I also want you to think about this. What do you remember about the ceremony? Not.
I remember nothing about the ceremony, and I was in it.
Yeah.
I remember my own sort of barely. I remember the walk down the aisle with my dad, and the rest of it, nothing. And Dave rolled a critical fail. I remember nothing about Gray's. I was a bridesmaid in it, and I remember nothing about that wedding, and I'm literally standing in it.
Yeah, you don't remember the ceremony.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I remember out of any of the weddings that I've been to, and I've been to quite a few growing up, I remember one time the bride was about to say I do, and she sneezed so loud. And like all of a sudden,
that's epic.
the entire I'm about to say auditorium, the entire chapel just goes,
Been an auditorium.
bless you, all at once. And it was just like this echoing bless you. I was like, that person is blessed at this point because they just sneezed. But that's the only thing I remember about weddings.
That's
and I've
great.
been to, as far as the ceremony, that's what I remember. Because all of them are all cookie cutter. And please don't take this as me saying anything's wrong with that.
It's just not for us.
Look,
that's all it is. It's just not for us.
I color outside the lines. I'm
you
not
do.
normal. So.
No, you don't. You're actually a very good artist. I color outside the lines.
I do it artistically.
Yeah, it's true.
But
it's
no,
true.
it's just I don't remember those, and we want to have a show.
The ceremony is going to be a show. Mm-hmm. Like the actual ceremony is going to be a show. And so I was thinking, okay, let's do it in January. We have no cons in January of 2023. No cons in January. We'll pick a long weekend so that it's easier for your family to travel, and easier for my family to travel. We picked January 15th. And I was like, yeah, so it's not going to be too cold, but it's going to be kind of cold. But it's not going to be too cold, so we can use the pavilion outside for the show. And then we can do the reception indoors. That way, if we have the show outside, I can invite extra people that are not necessarily able to come to the reception because there's like a cap on that. But they can come and see the show and actually at least see us get married and maybe come to the outdoor cocktail hour that we'll have or something. And then they got to go. I hope that's not rude or anything. It's just there is a cap of number of people that can fit in the venue. So I was like, I want to include more people than that. What if we did a show outside? And then we found out it's going to be like an extra $1,000 to rent the pavilion, and weather is a thing. And I was like, well, what if it's freezing? People are going to be miserable. You
what
know,
if it's like
we can't rent heaters.
Down rain in the...
Yeah. So then I had this brilliant idea. We're renting a stage. There's a stage in the same plaza, and it's run by one of my former students' moms, and she's just wonderful to work with, and I'm going to be recommending that everybody see productions there because they're just fantastic productions. But she said that we could use the stage for the ceremony, which is the show, and then we will all just migrate over to the hall, which is literally across the parking lot. It's perfect. I was set up for January 15th. There was going to be a show that I could have like up to 200 people at, and then we were going to have a reception, and everything was going to be perfect. It was going to be Jen and Sean's Excellent Adventure, the tap dance show featuring our bridal party. Even the people that don't tap dance, I have roles for them to play in the story, and then at the end of the show, I'm going to walk down the aisle like normal and get married. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, January 15th, 2023. And then some things happened and some questions were asked as far as like, could we not get married in January? We were so excited. I was really excited to have a winter wedding because fall and winter are my favorite seasons. Let me just say this right now. I hate spring and summer. Like, hate. Summer makes me really angry. I live in Florida, if anyone was wondering why summer makes me very angry.
It's hot.
It's very hot. But the most important thing about the show, or not the show, well, yes, the most important thing about the wedding is that all of our family is able to be there. So his family asked us if we would move it to summer because that's a lot easier for them to travel because your mom is a ESE para, I think. ESE paraprofessional.
My mom works at this school and helps the kids who have disabilities.
Pretty sure that is ESE paraprofessional. So she's off in the summer. And then your dad's schedule is slightly more flexible. Ross would be in between high school and college, and, well...
It's less busy of a season for Matt.
It is less busy of a season for Matt, so Columbus isn't exactly a destination for the summer. Maybe Cleveland, but no.
Yeah. People go to Kings Island and things like that. They don't go to Columbus.
So, yeah, we were asked to do it in the summer, and we had a choice of summer 2022 and summer 2023, but I am of the opinion that life is short, and if the most important thing to you is that everyone's there, sooner is better than later because you never know, right? You know? So, now we're getting married in the summer.
What?
Of 2022. So, we're starting from scratch since the Ohio wedding. We have some ideas. We have a color scheme, which is not exactly a color scheme. It's more of a material scheme. We'll explain in a second. We're getting married in the summer.
Guys, I'm going to be a summer bride.
Yeah, you are. We're getting married in July of 2022. I have 6 months to plan a wedding from scratch, and I am less stressed. And then it's still sandwiched between cons. Let me just point this out. It is still sandwiched between a con in Tampa and a con in North Carolina and potentially a con in Indianapolis. So it's Tampa, wedding, North Carolina, Indianapolis. But the wedding doesn't involve travel, so it's okay. If I had to travel that weekend, I would have said no. Mm-hmm. But that's the only weekend in the summer that I could get both the stage and the venue. 1 week later, my brother said he couldn't go.
Mm-hmm. And a couple weeks earlier, my parents couldn't do it.
Yeah, so it had to be in July just to make sure that my family and your family could be there. And because it's here, the bridal party doesn't really have any issues. And our friends, it's easier for them to get to. It's just easier. And, well, at this point, aside from the show, I'm getting literally nothing I wanted. Because I wanted to get married in, like, the outdoors by a waterfall. And I wanted to get married in the fall. And I wanted it to have like an sort of like rustic, bohemian, but industrial kind of feel. Getting married in the summer now, indoors in a hall. One thing I get that I want, which is I'm getting married on a stage and doing a show. That's the one thing that I'm getting that I want. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I am getting this many things that I wanted.
I'm getting pizza. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we decided. We're trying to keep things on a budget because this is, while it is an important day, I'm going to say it's not the most important day of our lives. It's not the biggest day of my life. You know how brides are like, my wedding's going to be the biggest day of my life. I'm like, I don't know. I can think of about like 10 other days in my life that were pretty big. Like yesterday was pretty big, in my opinion. We had this big emotional reunion at Nutcracker rehearsal, and then I got to dance with a big band on stage. Like, that's pretty big. Like, wedding schmedding, man.
To me, it's not about the one day to tell everybody that you guys are getting married and to let everybody know you love each other. It's about the adventure after and the adventure leading up to it.
The wedding is the beginning of the adventure. And obviously,
I was going to say, if the wedding is the beginning of your relationship,
it's the adventure, the adventure of marriage.
Yeah.
There are more than one adventures. Mm-hmm. Okay, I wanted to make sure I said that right.
But no, I get what you're saying. No,
yeah, we really want to stick to a budget and not blow it all on one day, which is a great day in our lives, a very important day in our lives. But not the most important day of our lives, you know?
And if you guys know us personally, and hopefully you guys know us a lot more personally now.
Yeah.
We're not huge spenders to begin with. Like, we're not like, I'm going to go buy 5,500 thread, count sheets.
On the other hand, we have spent more on Christmas presents and Hanukkah presents this year than we ever have before. So don't call us not big spenders after we blow all that money.
But it's not buying for ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. If I was really a big spender for myself, I would have a much better vlog setup than we do. Mm-hmm. There's that. And better sheets. We're using the cheap jersey ones from Walmart, y'all.
They're so comfy.
They are. And they stretch really well. I've got no problems. Anyway, so... Mm-hmm. For the catering, we wanted to keep it to a budget, but also get something that I know we wanted, and so we decided to go with his favorite food, which is pizza. In the same plaza is a New York-style pizza restaurant. Mm-hmm. They have some of the best pizza I've had in Florida, and I have to say in Florida because New York's a thing. Mm-hmm. So they have some of the best pizza I've had, and it's very New York style, and people are going to love it, and it's not very expensive at all. So, very excited to save some money and still have great food.
And we get to have a lot of the things that we talked about before, like the different stations.
Yeah, like snack stations in addition to pizzas. We're going to have like a PB&J station and like a chips and salsa station. And we're going to try to do a bagel wall.
Or at least a bread stand.
Or at least a bread stand, yeah. So, and maybe some salad, I don't know. But it's not going to be in the winter anymore, so a gourmet coffee bar isn't going to work. Sorry, I'm a little bitter about the fact that it's in the summer. But we can do like an iced tea and lemonade bar. And on the, like, it's a huge bar, so we could just have like a billion types of iced tea and lemonade. Well, I know, because I wasn't talking.
He doesn't know.
So yeah, we have lots of ideas, but we're really starting at scratch right now, and I'm kind of panicking, but it's fine. As long as we have the venue and the stage, we're good. I don't care what else happens after that. We don't have to find tables and chairs. We're starting to plan like centerpieces or whatever. Oh, the color scheme. It's a material scheme, not a color scheme. It is steel and wood and brick and gunmetal and slate. No, not slate, stone. Because slate's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else? There was like
It's like copper,
rust,
gunmetal,
copper.
rust. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an industrial material scheme, which gives us a color palette, which is really cool. Like, so the centerpieces are going to be like some black lanterns and some wooden fairy light lamps and some like glass vases with sticks for like wood and like stone. There's going to be some stones in there and maybe a brick. Maybe I'll stick a brick on the table and that's the centerpiece. Here you go.
Anybody got a brick?
I know. We're so weird.
No,
But
it's going to be really cool. It's definitely us. It's one of our favorite styles, and that's one of the coolest things about being with her is like we'll look at furniture online or we'll send each other pictures and it's like, oh,
we have
I
the
love
same
that.
taste. We absolutely have the same taste, and I love that. And you didn't influence me and I didn't influence you. We just both really liked industrial things. Like, what is it? The Edison bulb lamps and like they have lamps that are made of like faucets. It's so cool. Anyway, check our registry for that. It's just lamps. It's just weird lamps at this point.
We should probably get more.
Probably. And a Batman toaster, I think.
Look, we're industrial and
nerds. So yeah, that's what happened with the wedding. That's where we're at with it. I still have my dress. I'm very excited about my dress. We still need to get you the rest of your outfit because you can't just show up in a vest. No, seriously, you can't. But yeah, we've got some things going and other things we're getting there. We're getting there, but that's what happened. And if anyone was wondering if they missed the wedding, you didn't. Lots of planning videos to come, but we're going to make it fun for you guys. We're going to do like kind of what we did, Would You Rather Wedding Edition kind of stuff, and we'll plan that way, and maybe some roulette with 20-sided die. We don't know. But I'm excited to tell you that we are getting married in about 6 months.
It's like rewinding like several.
No, it's 7 months. Okay.
It's
one
like,
extra month.
It's like rewinding about a year ago when we were like, all right, we're getting married in a couple months.
Yeah.
And...
So in 7 months, we're getting married. Yikes.
Are you guys panicking? Are you?
He's not panicking.
Are you
I'm
panicking? Here's the
Actually,
thing.
he's really involved in the planning process, which has been really nice. So thank you for that.
For those of you that don't know me, this is my panicking face.
Yeah, he has no sense of urgency whatsoever.
But I do in here.
My panic face looks like a really, really stressed out squirrel. Am I wrong? Yeah, that's my panic face. So we'll keep you up to date as far as like what the plans are, and we'll as I start putting the show together, we'll give you little tidbits on there. We're gonna play some question and answer games with you guys to help us plan and all that. So thank you guys for listening to us explain what the heck happened with our wedding. What happened is that I'm getting literally nothing that I want. Getting one thing. But never again will I tell somebody that spending a lot of money on your dress is not worth it, because at the end of the day, that is at least the one thing that the bride has ultimate decision power over. My dress and the stage show.
Look at that. You're just boosting up.
Yeah. But I'm serious. Never again will I say that spending money on a wedding dress isn't worth it if that's what you want, because sometimes, and I know this, that's all you get. All you get that is really what you wanted is your dress. While I'm getting a stage and a show, it isn't exactly how I wanted it. But that dress is exactly what I want. So out of this whole thing, I'm going to just hold on to that and know that every penny I spent on it was worth it. So never again will I say that. So anyway.
Well, hopefully never again you're getting married again.
No, I mean when I watch Say Yes to the Dress and I'm like,
No.
$5,000. That's a lot. I'll say that's a lot. But hey, if you can afford it and it's what you want, do it, girl, because that may be the only thing you have control over.
Also, if you're going to go try on your dresses after watching all these shows and stuff, make your own decision. Don't let people be like, it's not you.
Don't let people sway you out of the one that you want or into one that you don't want.
Right? Don't let someone say, well, that's not really you.
Yeah, don't let somebody say that's not really you, or it just lacks wow factor. If you don't want wow factor and that dress is exactly what you want, you buy it. We're not speaking from personal experience at all. I will never let him forget the fact that he didn't like the dress that I picked at first. He loves it now. But at first he was like, I just don't think it's really you. And I'm like, I didn't buy it at first. I was like, oh, okay. And then later I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go buy it.
That's pretty much how the conversation went. She goes, guess where we're going? Where?
We're going back to the store.
So we're going to go look at dresses. I was like, okay. She's like, we're going on this date. I was like, okay. And then the first one that she was like, we're trying that one back on. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he had no idea. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us today. We'll give you more updates and play some more fun games and vlogs with you. And yeah.
It's been fun hanging out with you guys again.
Thanks for joining us on our adventure.
Yeah, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000. We're almost there.
No, we're not. We're inching.
We're slowly. We're at like...
If only we could get a boost in subscribers the way that we got a boost in our timeline to the wedding. Because we went from like a while to, it's not that long.
Yeah, we lost like a couple 100 days, so can we get those back?
Can we get those in subscribers?
Yeah. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you agree with Jen that brides pretty much don't get what they want, hit that thumbs up. Not because you...
what I wanted the first time.
Not because you are glad of it, but because you understand.
Yeah.
But thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
And we're out of here. Bye.
Bye.